Don't even have 10 on it yet, and it's already junked up in here. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Random Bits of Life. Gathered up a few more clips. We hadn't really had any big projects going on lately, so waiting on some budget issues. But we got a couple of updates for you. We got about 1,600 subscribers now. Jumped up a little bit there pretty quick. So that's pretty exciting. I've been trying to work on a little storage building in my free time. I haven't had a whole lot of free time lately, so it's been slow going. But we got some posts set for our doors and a bunch of purlins on it. I still got a few more purlins to go. Probably about 7 or 8 of them. That ought to be pretty stout for what it is. Hopefully soon we can start putting some tin and insulation on it. That might be a pretty nice little setup. It's a shame I can't go in there and put us down a 2-post lift and work out of there. We'll get there one day. I've been running through my head how to lay out that 21-foot square many times. I've helped fill up a 40 by 60 pretty quick, so it won't take long for this. I'm ready to get this storage shed built because we have a couple of projects that got to be stored inside. I can't wait to get on those. There'll be a little teaser on those at the end of the video. Now our mowers and the excavator definitely ain't gonna be inside this 21 foot. I'm thinking about going with a little, at least a 10-foot drop on the outside. That'll be where our mowers are probably gonna sit. It's gonna look pretty good when we're done though. I still gotta add 2 purlins right here on some corner brackets where I can square the building out a little bit. It's already pretty stiff with just these purlins around the outside. So it's going to be a pretty nice little building. Now if we look at this junked up mess. If you'll remember, in our last Random Bits of Life episode, whoops. But if you'll remember in our last Random Bits of Life episode, we were having a sweating problem inside this toolbox. And I added these silica gel beads. I think I'm on my 3rd bag now. I just keep leaving the older one in there. I haven't baked any yet, but they've been keeping this box really nice and dry. Been super happy with it. It took about 3 weeks, I believe, before the first one quit working. So if you got some toolboxes sweating, that works really good. I haven't baked any of them yet. I want to buy a little bitty oven, not only to bake these, but I would like to have it around for heating up bearings and stuff. Stuff like this, you don't need to be using your house oven to dry them out. My only complaint is I don't keep an organized toolbox, so you end up getting these torn bags. If you put these in a little basket or a box that was in a magnet, stick it to the side of the wall of that toolbox, that'd probably be the way to go. that might be our next step. Just wanted to give you all a little update on that. It's working pretty good. Got a pretty random one. I got this old Ryobi electric pressure washer. Pretty simple little rig. Now normally it's mounted on a little cart, but this one's since been removed from it. I pretty much saved this thing from the dump. It's not really big enough for my needs, but it'll work good for washing the wife's car or the truck, you know, where you don't want to hit it too hard with a lot of pressure from the big one. Be nice for keeping the lawnmower clean. I've actually used one of these a lot, and they work pretty darn good for what they are. It's really nice not to have to crank up a gas engine to pressure wash something, but all it is a electric motor coupled to those cheap pressure washer pumps that most Ryobis, or I think everybody uses them now, but all your homeowner grade stuff. Now sadly I've already taken this one apart so I could order parts the other day, but this section here will still be the same as the gas engine ones. There's really no difference in them. I've actually put a lot of hours on these little pumps. They ain't too bad. Most of the trouble I've ever had with them is getting trash in them. And I've even had one where a piece of the casting broke and got hung up in one of these plungers. When one gets hung up, it kind of leaks past and won't allow none of them to build pressure. But it's really simple. All you do on these is have 3 plungers that it pushes in and out. And with the seals, it just builds up pressure with some check valves. It's hard to believe how simple a pressure washer is when you really get down to it. Now it's got a couple of different sets of seals. That one kind of helps keep the water on the water side and the oil on the oil side, but it's got a backing plate. And then that's your main seal there. Now, like I said, I'd already taken this apart and ordered parts for it, but the problem it was having was you'd cut the pressure washer on with water fed to it, and it wouldn't build any pressure, but it would make it the awfulest racket. So to take rotation from the electric motor and push all 3 of these, they made it just like a hydraulic piston pump. It's gonna be hard to show you, but this disc has got a ramp on it, so this side is higher than this side. So as it rotates, it pushes the plungers in and out. Pretty simple way of doing it. But the problem I had, I wish I had taken a video of this. There's a bearing that goes right here, and this is the one I bought to replace it. So there's a bearing between this disc and your pump plungers to keep them from wearing. And then this cavity's filled with gear oil. The gas ones will be about the same way, they just got a different mount to them. But anyway, what happened was, you know, this is a little bit older pressure washer. What they put in here is a thrust bearing. So all it is like 2 bearing races with a bunch of ball bearings in between each other. And the one that came in it has like a plastic nylon bearing cage. So just over time it got brittle and heated up a few times, and it just eventually broke. So I ended up going on Amazon with the dimensions of the old one, and I ended up finding a 2-pack of the same bearing, but it's got a steel cage for the ball bearings. I don't know if that's the right way to go or not, but sure does sound better. I went on McMaster first, but they wanted $45 for one of these, and couldn't justify it to myself to do that, so I figured it was worth $10 for two of these. We'll try it out. Now, there hasn't been really any damage caused by that bearing going out, but the race did get around here and beat on this top part of this disc right here. It's not too bad. I don't think it's going to affect what goes on with this. So we'll put our first race in, then our ball bearing cage, and the last race. Actually, I thought of something. We're going to put us a little bit of Molly engine assembly lube on here. Maybe it'll help that bearing with a good start. Took this pump off of here. There was actually more water in this cavity than gear oil, but it's supposed to be just gear oil in here. So the seals ain't perfect, but I'm sure they'll do us just fine as long as this bearing holds up. But I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of lube up here for the plungers on the pump. And we're just gonna put it back on there and see what it'll do. We're gonna put some gear oil in it, just some 90 weight. That might be too much. And again, it might be a little bit better, I don't know. When you put this back together, it can be a little tough because you have to compress some springs. Kicking myself for not videoing taking this apart the first time. We're just going to use the impact to run the bolts up. There we go. Let's see what that'll do. Already got the power plugged in. Somebody added a short little whip here for some reason. I love these quarter turn hose faucets. Then we'll do the same as the gas one. Bleed the air out of it. We don't have any leaks either. So we're gonna come up here and push the power button. Well, that don't work too bad. I do see a couple of the seals are bad in it. These have little weep holes right there on the bottom. And it may do better over a little bit of time once we start using it. Been sitting for a long time. Now this is an older one, so anytime you have the power button on, it's running. The newer ones have a cutoff for the electric, so when you release the trigger on the gun, it'll build up pressure and then quit. Seal kit for the pump, I don't know if it'll be worth doing or just order a pump for it, but I'm gonna get some use out of it first before I go spending money. Seen the rotating nozzle wasn't wanting to rotate. Have to see what we can do about that. Usually you can cut the pressure washer on and tap it like that while you're running it and it'll free up, but this one looks a little bit wore out actually. Well, that little rig's by no means that powerful. It can't compete with that big pressure washer we got, but I'll tell you what, when all you gotta do is put water to it, push that button, that's super nice. This is perfect for little projects around the house, clean the front porch off or wash the vehicle. You know, this lower pressure unit, it ain't gonna be quite so hard on you paint and everything. And it's good as a hand wash, but sure get the road grime and heavy dirt off of it when it's dry in the summer. So it's not too bad for $12 worth of bearings and digging it out of the trash. So put this on a little stand right under the edge of the house and hard plumb it to water, where all you gotta do is turn a valve on. Do is plug it in and turn your power on. I want it where you can quickly and easily use it. Usually to use my big pressure washer, I have to spend a good 30-40 minutes dragging everything out, filling it up with gas, firing it up, and then I have to work on it because I don't crank it enough. So that'll be super nice. And if I like it enough, I might put a new pump on it with fresh seals and everything. It'd be worth doing that. For sure gonna have to get a longer hose or an adapter to go to my big hose. I was bush hogging the other day on the tractor, and I decided to take the mower and go around the outside by the fence. And in typical fashion, somebody left a ball of hay netting by one of the fences, so now we get to deal with this fun. I just gave up when I seen that. The grass was so tall you couldn't see it. Mowed it up and instantly killed that 30 horse diesel. So I'm gonna use this as an excuse to also change the blades. We're past due on that. I just sharpened them last time. Take two. Yeah. I was so mad I just shut the mower down and went in the house. I'd say it was time for blades anyway. Missing the tips on most of them. I really like these XHT blades. That's what I've been running for a while. They seem to hold up really good. Cut a lot of grass out here. Those have to be my favorite spindles. Luckily, the way they're designed, it's kind of hard to get the string up in there to mess with the seal on them. Usually this netting will very quickly tear up seals and bush hogs and your tractor rear end seal. But that's part of it, I guess. If they ain't gonna pick it up, you're gonna have to end up fixing something. I have put that spacer below the blade before. I ain't gonna lie. Just get in a hurry sometimes. Nothing like a new set of mower blades. But our fun doesn't stop there. That's probably the disadvantage of having a drive shaft for your mower deck. It don't happen that often, but it don't happen in normal mowing conditions. But if you like bush hog some grass and back over some tall grass, it'll wrap it up quick. This may just be a me problem. I don't know if other people would like turf tigers have this problem or not. Yes, this is as fun as it looks. Where's that 2-post lift at when you need it? Just in case you're wondering, yes, the gearbox still is bad, but that's because this same thing's happened before. I just top it off with gear oil every once in a while. Seems to keep going. I didn't replace the seal because I wrote the gearbox off and I was going to buy a new one. I said I'll wait till it fails to change it. And 5.5 years later, it's still turning, so just keep topping it off with oil and keep the other one in the box for now. Well, I started losing power a couple of weeks ago on the old trusty FS80. Didn't think nothing of it, and then the next week, primer bulb broke on me, so hopefully that's all it is. That one lasted 2.5 years, so I don't guess a feller can complain about that. I'm a couple of weeks behind on weed eating from it, but I ain't gonna lie, there's probably some procrastination in there somewhere. I don't know how much the actual steel brand ones are, but I bought a pack of like 8 of them for $8 or $9 on Amazon, so I don't guess you can go wrong there. If they only last us a year a piece, then we still got 9 years worth, so nothing wrong with that. Got some fresh mix to go in. May as well clean that. I don't even know why I leave it in there, to be honest with you. Got plenty of power again. Something else to add on top. For some reason, our speed feed head hasn't been cooperating too good lately. But I haven't really had trouble with these until they get really worn out. This thing's almost brand new. I don't exactly know what's going on with it. Let's just start over. It's like this piece doesn't slide on that aluminum very well anymore. I don't know what the deal is with that. Ain't beat up or nothing. I even oiled it up and it didn't help it any. It's like the plastic swelled or something. A feller wants to take it and hit it with a file. But I don't have a half round file to get in there. I don't even know where my regular file is, to be honest with you. But I got this head hot one time, and I'm thinking that may be what done it. So I'm just going to take and sand the edges down on this just a little bit. Maybe that'll help out. I might just go ahead and take it off and do that. I say I am anyway. I've never had any issue with these before. I've worn out a couple and this will be the first one. It's pretty new too. I don't understand why. I must have hit it on something and it had a burr, because that fixed it. It's an aluminum piece there, so it's kind of easy to damage sometimes. I think that'll do it. See what that'll do. I also think I had too much string on it to start with. I have yet to even replace the string but like one time in here. I've done a lot of weed eating with it. I believe I fed too much string in it and got it hot. Pull them out even. Let's go see if it'll do something now. Yeah, it's probably been 3 weeks. Yep, she'll speed feed again. Good and smooth. Probably would have been better to take a small file after the plastic. And it's like it swelled from some heat. I got it too hot. There you go, if you got troubles with one of yours that ain't feeding. I'll tell you what, a weed eater head that won't feed string will make you as fighting mad as trying to pull on a pull cord and something won't start. Make you want to throw it. You ever wondered how mad wasps get when it gets hot out? You hunt a fella like me, one of these weed eaters, it's hard to start and it won't feed string, I can guarantee you something gets thrown. No matter how much patience you got. Fella ought to move that truck and just mow there. That'd be a whole lot easier. That might be my plan for tomorrow. Still got to catch up on the weed eating though. I think some of that's so tall I'm gonna have to put the star blade on it to finish that. Alright, we got kind of a random one here. We got this cute little entryway table here at the front door. We've talked several times about cleaning it out and getting rid of the crap off of it, but keep my daily carry stuff there. But my truck keys usually stay up there, but you know, every time I go to mow the grass or use the excavator, you open up this wonderful drawer and it's a complete mess. There's my lawnmower key. Where's my... Got the truck keys there. Torque wrench. Electrical tape. Water hose washers. There's my Gria's keys. A few special projects. That's annoying. Sit there and have to dig through all this crap. I don't even know what that goes to. Good time to get rid of it. So I've been trying to come up with a way to remedy this issue without having just a bucket of keys. Most of them I need to get to pretty often. And with the lawnmowers and the Trackco, I got one key ring for all of them, so I don't have to look as much. But then every time I need to use both two at the same time, I gotta come hunt the spare key. Well, that gets old. Yeah. So immediately right out of the gate, we can take a bunch of this stuff out. Some of this is actually for junk at work. You usually keep it in my toolbox, but you end up putting it in your pocket and forgetting about it. Then it sets you at your house for the next 3 months till you remember to take it back. Thankfully, these are mostly spare equipment keys, so some of my grandpa's old tractor keys. He had a cool, I think it was a 310 John Deere backhoe. I think that was a Massey Ferguson key, I don't remember. His old Craftsman key. Stuff like these spares end up getting just thrown in a box or on a shelf somewhere, and you forget about them. Need to come up with a specific place for them. Then I'm going to separate all these. Now I'm missing a few. Know where they are, but not right here. So you got all these trucks and stuff. Extra house keys, whatever it is. So I went online and picked us up one of these key boxes. We use them a lot at work, and they work really good. The only bad thing is I haven't decided where I want to mount this, if at all, yet. I mean, it ain't the most beautiful looking thing to be hanging on your wall in your house, but something like in a utility room or something would be pretty handy. Depending on which one you get and how big it is, you can get them with key locks or these combination locks. I'm probably not even worried about locking it. It's just keeping the keys in one organized spot. It even gives you tags that you write down where somebody took a key out, so you know where it is. That's pretty wise if you loan somebody a spare key to something. Instructions down there, probably need to throw away. But anyway, we've got all these tags that come with it, and they give you little clips to put on the key rings. And then pick you up a good marker, and you can write down what each one of them go. I put it on a nice little pin there to keep them organized. We're not really worried about the number on there. Right out the gate, I'm going to give up a couple of upcoming projects. Some pretty cool ones as well. That'd be the first one. Goes in the box. There's the first one. This is actually a spare key, but Dad's got the other one. Now at work, we end up just putting the key in there. That works. Or you can put the white tag in there is how it's meant to go. That way it looks nice in there. So I'm gonna make a little time lapse of putting all these keys in here. That one's gonna be an important one on the channel. Probably need to get rid of these. Can't wait to start on that one. It's gonna take a minute though. There we go, that'll work pretty good. Everything's got its own place. Kind of left this area here for more spare keys. Stuff I use every day is going to be out here. We still got some keys to add to the box. And we still got to go get some of this stuff and bring it up here. Now we still got a lot of room left in this box, but I see it getting filled up pretty quick. But that right there is worth a lot, not having to dig in that drawer every day for keys. Keep you a marker in here just for this box. But anyway, that's a bunch of projects in the books and more to come. Hope you got you an idea or two out of this video. Thank y'all for watching. Catch us on the next one.